Alright, we got back from the dunes yesterday and now it's cleanup time, so I figured I'd show you guys what I do to wash my bike and try and keep it clean. My wife's bike is, for obvious reasons, a little bit harder to keep clean, being that most of it is white. So that one normally takes a little bit longer, especially because of the seat. And for a while there I was able to keep it clean, but not so much anymore. I will be able to scrub some of that off, but not all of it. And I'm going to show you what I do about these boot marks. If you have Alpinestars boots, you know why that's there. So anyway, and I'll do a couple little things like cleaning off this Decor Visuals badge, how it's got the black marks on it. Same with this Yamaha letters. And I'm going to be getting these water spots off of here. And I'm going to show you what I normally do to make that happen. But first I just obviously wash the bike, rinse it, and I honestly will just rinse most of it off, put a little soap on it, scrub it a tiny bit, not necessarily on the plastics but on the hard to clean areas. I will let it break it down a little bit and then rinse it off again. I am using the Portland pressure washer from Harbor Freight. Only run cold water through that. If you run hot water, you'll burn up the pump. And these are all of the products that I'm using today. So we've got the Yamalube external engine degreaser, Maxima chain cleaner, and the Yamalube Pro Wash spray, the Lubezol from Yamaha. And this one is a spray polish and instant detailer, and this is a plastic coating, kind of like a Maxima SC1 pretty much. But I find that this doesn't attract dust and sand as much. The SC1, like, you come back from a ride and your bike's covered in dust and sand immediately, but that does a better job. So that's why I've been using that recently. And the Lubezol is kind of nice for, you know, little stuff that you don't really feel like tearing apart to lubricate. It's kind of like using a WD-40, except it's for basically any moving part. And it's good for really low temperatures and really high temperatures. And it doesn't wash off easily, so you just have to be careful where you put it so you don't attract dust and dirt. But the little stuff that I don't really want to try and take apart, like the suspension linkage, I'll try to, you know, get something on there at least every so often, and things like that. And now that I'm down here, I'm seeing a couple spots that I could get a little bit better with the water, but anyway, this is the starting point I typically start at, and from there I will show you my different steps to the process. So okay, the first step is to dry off anything that isn't dry yet. This is clean, it just has a couple stains on it, but and also make sure that whatever your microfiber that you're going to use isn't going to scratch the plastics, because some of the cheaper ones will scratch your plastics. So try and get a really nice soft fluffy one, kind of like this, and that will help you a lot. But basically I'm just gonna dry off everything that I care about that would have water spots on it if I don't dry it right now. So just give everything kind of a quick little wipe down, get into any cracks that you might have missed or that just don't dry easily. I already took off the skid plate and pressure washed that out, so don't have to worry about that. And then I will do the wheels. I'm not going to show you that because it's hard to film that at the same time, but got to dry off the wheels a little bit first too, and that's pretty much it. So also, to pressure wash the chain, the easiest way that I found to do it is to start the bike, put it in gear. If you do have a kickstand like this bike, then you can just basically grab somewhere on the bike and tip it this way, like that, back tires off the ground, and put it into first, let it roll, and then I just pressure wash right here, pretty much, after I have applied some chain cleaner, and that gets literally like all the sand off of that chain. It helps quite a bit. So they get pretty nasty, especially if you lubricate your chain, you know, pretty well before you go for a ride, and I always do, so these always come back a little bit nasty. But that's how I do that. After the bike is all dried off and I dried the wheels on both, now what I'm gonna do is hit the really heavily scratched spots with the spray polish and instant detailer. So that's what you do there. And then I will massage it in with one of my clean rags, and that will get most of those to disappear. Okay, that's after the spray polish. Still there, but it looks a little bit better. Once I hit it with the Yamacoat plastic coating, it will look even better than that. Next, I'll show you what I do for this. So I'll go grab what I need for that. I'll be right back. This is, oddly enough, what works the best for cleaning white lettering, Goof Off. And you want to be careful with this to not get it on everything else, because I think that this would eventually start eating your plastic. So make sure that you only get it where you want it. Normally what I do is I just spray it on the rag and then I will scrub it on here. And I use a different style rag that's more of a typical cheap microfiber because they seem to scrub it a little better. So that's what I'm going to use for those. There's a little before for you. They're really not that dirty, but on that D you can see some black markings and stuff. So this will take that right off, hopefully. There you go. Pretty massive improvement on those, and the Yamaha lettering is now way wider. But yeah, it cleans all that stuff right off super easy. You can use it even on, you know, my wife's seat right here. I guess I can just show you a quick spot clean on that. So as you can tell, she's got a ton right here. If I just spray a little bit of that on there and scrub on it for a second, you can see the spot I cleaned. You really have to massage it a little bit, but I mean, look at that right next to it. Basically pitch black. I mean, it's pretty bad. So this stuff works wonders for any kind of seat cover, stuff like that you can use it on. Don't use it on most of your plastics and graphics, but little stuff like this you can get off. So any rubber boot marks and stuff, that stuff works awesome. So that's what I would recommend for that. All right, I used the Goof Off on the whole seat, and still looks kind of bad, but this seat is over a year old. So, and her pants have always been like black and have the black rubber parts of them. So pretty impressive that it's this clean after this long anyway. So pretty good. I like these factory backing seats. They're actually pretty much the cheapest custom seat cover you can buy. So if you're curious about that, go ahead and go to factorybacking.com and look that up. Her graphics, I custom designed them myself. Well, I didn't make them, I should clarify, but I picked where the logos needed to be, the colors, the print, and then I had them made by Split Designs Co. This is a matte finish, so that's kind of what hers looks like. But you can actually find a kit very similar to this on their website and have them modify it. If you've got a girl in your life that likes this kind of color design. But other than that, they could probably look up my name and figure out what it was. My last name is Duval. If you ever want to look that up in their system and have them print you something just like it. But anyway, that's what it looks like. So now I'm going to use the Yamaha Yamacoat plastic coating. That's what I'll do next. And you just kind of spray it on, let it sit for a couple seconds, basically maybe like 30 seconds or so, and then wipe it off, and it will make them nice and shiny again. It's a beautiful day out here, luckily, so that's always nice. But this stuff will take off the water spots too, which is super nice. So I will show you what it looks like when it's all done and cleaned up. Okay, they're all clean. Wife's bike and my bike, I wait to do the wheels till it's on the stand, because it's a lot easier to spin them around and do what you need to, and I also wait to lube the chain till it's on the stand. But that is the process that I use to do it, so that's what it looks like now.